So, Sophie, first question. Why is climate change important? Well, for us as young people, it's really defining our future. And I think this is, at least to me, the scary but also motivating part why I'm spending so much time and energy and efforts to fight the climate crisis. Because if we do not have an inhabitable planet, I mean, what are we going to do? So to stop the climate crisis, the most important issue we have to tackle. Why is climate change happening?
Why is climate change happening? I guess the basic reason at the heart of it is that we're increasing greenhouse gas emissions, and that means that we are increasing the global temperature, and that's causing massive impacts on kind of the environments and biodiversity around us. So many things that are fundamental to our existence, energy, transport, the food we eat, the water we drink, is all kind of in some ways, in the way that it's built and kind of delivered right now, is contributing to the climate crisis. And so we need to think so holistically about what we do to tackle that. Cool.
Let's see the next one. When did climate change activism start?
So I reckon it's probably been around for millennia, generations. In fact, we were at a really interesting talk the other day about how indigenous communities always think about how they don't just have the world now, they inherit it and have to honor their last 7 generations, and they're borrowing it from the future 7 generations. So I think activism about protecting your environment and protecting the world that you live in has been around forever. But I do think in kind of its modern incarnation, it all started in kind of the late 1960s, early 70s, where there was actually a realization that the huge growth that humans were experiencing was at the detriment of the planet.
I also think it's very important to see that activism has so many different forms, and there are scientists who are activists. There are activists who are walking around here in the suits, and are actually in the negotiation rooms, and they are really putting forward very important topics. So I think it's very important to see that activism is a very diverse and really have so many different forms, and we have to value and strengthen all of them, but we have to work together in a collective to be able to really bring the best out of it. So Sophie, why is climate change not taken seriously?
Oh, that's such a big question, isn't it? Actually, lots of the people in power are people who won't live to see the impact of climate change. And that's one of the reasons why we think it's really important for young people to participate in kind of climate change negotiations. Tackling climate change, taking it really seriously is really complicated and it's really complex. And that means that when it's so complicated, there's no quick win. People kind of shy away from it. It's a bit scary and really hard to do. And what we're again trying to do is equip young people with the negotiation skills to be in those discussions so they can drive it forward and make people take it seriously, because that's so important.
Absolutely. Let's go to the last one. What climate action can you take?
I think the most important thing is finding the climate action that is best suited to your strengths and skill set. If you aren't great at, if you aren't that interested in science, then don't do science. Go be community building or any of those type of things. And the climate action I'm taking is I'm training more young people to participate as climate change negotiators on behalf of their countries. MC, what actually are you taking to tackle climate change?
You know what? I think it's really important because it's so late in the process of actually tackling the climate crisis that we are taking systemic and transformative action. So not try to be a little bit more sustainable and maybe do a little bit something a little bit greener, but actually really how can we shift the system? That's why I really think it's important to work towards this transformation. This is also what the Climate Youth Negotiator program is trying to do in the negotiations, that we have young people well equipped in these negotiations to really challenge the status quo, because ultimately what we need is that the generations are working together to tackle the climate crisis. So I really hope that we can make this transformative shift all together. Thank you.